Look at these cool things. Well, these right here are the gills. And the skate is a member of the group of fish that includes sharks, you know. And they're called chondrichthyes, which means cartilage fish. And the chondrichthyes have cartilage instead of bones, so their bones are real soft and flexible. And they have a large number of gills. They have 5 gills. You can kind of see that here they look like little pieces of meat or something, but you see how these are the gills, and in the rays, because they're bottom feeders, if they suck water up from the bottom, they get sand in their gills. So their 5th gill is actually this little curly thing above their head called a spiracle, which sucks water in through their other gills. And the spiracles are right behind the eyes. And in these guys, the eyes are almost the color of their flesh, so you can't see the eyes. You know, it looks like they're eyelets, quote. And you think the spiracles are the eyes, but they're not. They're these little, you know, water tunnels down to their gills. So what you see down here is you see his mouth, and you see the gills, and this is just, I'm not sure what those little black dots are. My perception is those are probably the top of the spiracles. And so the skate is designed to lay on the bottom and suck up food from the mud and the sand. And these guys protect themselves. Oh, I love the little mouth thing.
He just opens his mouth.
Hello. Yes, hello, sweetheart. And they have, they're members of the shark group, so they have teeth like the shark, which are replaceable. You know, the sharks lose their teeth and then more move in. And these teeth are not teeth like ours, which are in the bone. Of course, they don't have bone. Their teeth are like little skin scales, which we call placoid scales. They're really a little piece of dermal, which means skin bone. And the teeth are just big scales, in other words. And so he'll lose his teeth and gain more, just like a shark. But his teeth are flat, crushing pavement teeth. So if you think about pavement, and you think how pavement gets cracked, their teeth look like that. So this whole thing here is their pectoral fin. You know how fish have these little front fins? Well, this is their front fin. And they have a modified bone up here in their head to hold their fin all the way to the back. To the front and the back. And so this is their pectoral fin, this is their pelvic fin. These guys have internal fertilization, which means that the boy will come and grab the upper part of the pectoral fin, and he'll take his claspers, which are down here by the tail, and he'll mate with the girl physically. And then his sperm goes up into her oviducts, and she'll have eggs up there that get fertilized. And then she makes the egg case in the skates. They make an egg case, which is this thing here, that then the eggs are deposited in. And then the case comes out. Now, I have found these on the beach, and you know something? You cannot open these unless you have like a knife. You can try to rip them, you can use your teeth, it's like doesn't work. This is seriously cool stuff. And I found out that it is similar, it is collagen, which is like what's in your tendons and your ligaments, but it's also keratinized with protein. Now this one's kind of old, so it's not as cool. And what happens is, this part, the mama ray, cements it to the substrate. But these top horns are what's cool. Babies are inside. Now remember, this is waterproof, gas-proof. So the babies are in there and they can't breathe because, you know, you need oxygen. So what happens after about 2 weeks is that these little horns, there's a plug in them. And the plug opens up, right here, you can kind of see the hole. Opens up and the plug comes out and seawater goes in and out. And it gives the baby oxygen, and I just found this out. I thought this was too cool. So, then a slit forms in the egg case and they leave. And I say, so like, how does this slit form? You know, like, does it just appear, magically appear? But somehow, there's an opening in the egg case, probably either due to an enzyme or something the babies secrete, or the babies themselves actually bite out of it. Then they come out, and, you know, they're kind of good to go. What I also found out about these guys is that this particular skate, which is the big skate, which you can identify by the cool little 2 big spots on the top. And supposedly someone said something about how this might scare off predators because they look like a big face. But the big skate can be 7 feet long. Like, let me, I'm like 5.5 feet long. You know, so we're talking like a big 200-pound creature. It's a big skate. But there's about 5 skates on in our waters, and this is the biggest one. And it's found from 3 meters of depth to 200, so it's in the shallower water, in like sandy bottoms and rocky bottoms, and you know, they live down there and they eat cool, you know, crustaceans and crabs and they cover themselves with the sand, and
mermaid's purse, a little skate egg, came to us. A crabber brought it to us, and it was about last December of 2007. So that's several months. So they've been in there. That's about the only habitat they've known. And then they hatched the 7th of October. I was in Washington. Connie called me and said, "You would never believe what happened now. You know, we have skate babies. Oh, we've got skate babies."
Yeah, when I picked it up, there was like 2 little tails coming out of here, but I just don't know what part they were coming out of. Yeah, and that's when I got scared and I threw it back in the water because it was wiggling everywhere.